हेलो एवरीवन, होप यू ऑल आर डूइंग ग्रेट एंड फैंटास्टिक। मेरे आज के गेस्ट हैं सेंट रेजिस मैरियट मुंबई के F&B मैनेजर श्रेयस द्विवेदी। श्रेयस is been known for his leadership skills, but alongside he really take care of his team. मैंने जितने लोगों से भी उनके बारे में बात की है, जेन्युइनली सभी ने उनके बारे में, उनके वर्क स्टाइल के बारे में उनको बहुत अप्रिशिएट किया है, एंड दैट इज़ दी वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट रीज़न एक्चुअली दैट आई हैव रिक्वेस्टेड हिम टू बी ऑन आवर पॉडकास्ट. I hope via this podcast we will learn about his journey और उन्होंने कैसे अपने करियर में प्रोग्रेस की. Thank you once again for loving our podcast. I think ये सबसे बड़ा और one of the biggest reason है that we've started Hospitalk. Wanted to be the learning platform for hospitality professionals. Please keep loving, keep supporting us, but most important part, keep spreading the words. And yes, of course, please subscribe Hospitalk on YouTube. Thank you. Hi Shreyas.
Hi.
Welcome to Hospitalk. Let's kickstart the podcast with my usual one.
Okay.
Right. Please tell us about your journey. I mean, how did it started?
Right. So lovely to be on the podcast. Just wanted to say thank you to you as well. I'll just tell about a brief about my journey. So I did my bachelor's in hotel management and hospitality administration from IHM Bangalore. Went through the course. During that time, I went to Sofitel Dubai Jumeirah Beach for my internship. Came back. Graduated and sat through the campus interviews. So I cracked the Taj management training program during that time and joined the program and was with the program for 2 years, and then got posted to Taj Krishna Hyderabad, was with that hotel for around 2.5 years, moved to Marriott Internationals in Bangalore, was with them for around a year, but unfortunately COVID had hit. So from there I moved to Accor for around 2.5 years, and from there I moved to Leela Palace Chennai. And then finally I'm here at the St. Regis Mumbai, which is one of the best hotels in the luxury segment in the hospitality industry in India.
Absolutely. I must say that I was going through your LinkedIn profile, and I just, I clicked on one and then I went to somewhere else and then somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Must say that very, fantastic profile. I think you have always been very particular choosing which brand to work with.
Absolutely.
Talking about your career, right? What inspired you to choose the F&B? I mean, why not front office or the other departments?
Right. So, since I was a kid, like my whole family has been a foodie family, and we used to go to a lot of hotels when we were small and growing up in school and all. So, I always thought, what happens behind the scenes? Like if I'm going, we used to be members of the Taj, and then when we used to visit Taj or any other restaurant for that matter, which was a good fine dine establishment, we used to always think that actually what happens on the other side of the spectrum. So it intrigued me a lot, and after my 10th I decided that, so I grew up in Calcutta and most of my friends were doing CA and commerce and everything, so I didn't want to do that. So I decided, since I'm a foodie and I used to love mocktails and beverages, I used to love Fanta and everything. So I used to love food and beverages as a concept. So I used to always get inspired by seeing the service being done to me and everything. And I wanted to understand how this all works, because in big restaurants and big hotels, I always saw so many people there, right? So just to understand that, I joined the hotel management college, and choosing F&B was very easy for me because I was a foodie. I used to love food and beverage. So it was an easy call. Right from my first year, I knew I'll be joining F&B. And even in my internship in Dubai with Sofitel, it even pushed me further into F&B, because that's what I majorly did my internship in. So it was an easy call for me to sit in campus interviews as well.
Done. Across your career, you've worked with various luxury brands. Yeah. What's the key lesson?
I would say you should always be, balanced out in your mind. and you should always be calm and composed when it comes to big industrial hotels. Be it St. Regis, or be it Leela Palace, or be it the Taj hotels. These are very big and luxury hotels where there is a lot of pressure. But the team, the leadership team, always inspires us in a way that we can carry out the best, job role that we are performing. So I always say that always, if you remain calm and composed, you can easily, do your job very in a smooth manner. So yeah.
Managing such a large F&B is a big responsibility. So, how do you keep everything running smoothly?
So I would say again, resilience, attention to detail, and also empowering the team is very important. So if it's a large inventory hotel, if you try to do everything yourself, it's very difficult. However, to guide the team and be there for the team whenever they need you, and having an eye for detail, attention to detail is also important. So if there is a setup happening, or if there's a special event happening, you need to be there with the team through and throughout. And if there are some changes that you feel is required by you, then you should always tell the team that this is how it should be done, these are the small changes, so they also learn from that. And I always believe you are as good as your team. So if your team is good and they support you, I don't think any inventory is large enough to run smoothly. So yeah.
We're mentioning about team. So how do you keep your team motivated?
I would say again, as I said, empowering them. See, micromanaging is very important. However, sometimes when you give directions to your team, you should also empower them. You should also include them in the decision making. You should include them in the trainings. You can do role play when you're doing trainings and everything. So that brings about a feel of unity in the team. And if you have large teams in large hotels, that is very important. So if it's a training happening and it's a role play training, it's much better than doing a PPT. For example, and if you are leading the team and involve them in the decision making, so how can we maybe ask them, for example, how should we do a setup? And then they tell you a answer, and then they should also feel that yes, we can do this, and then that's how you learn as well. So I always feel learning is a two-way street. So you can learn from your team as much as the team learns from you. So yeah.
Done. Wonderful and nicely said. What's your approach towards team leadership? I mean, since again mentioning it's a high pressure F&B environment here.
I would always say that you should be courageous. If you are courageous, nothing can stop you. Being courageous doesn't mean that you do what you want, but being courageous means that you should be confident in what you are doing. If it is a banqueting event, you should know what you are doing, the setups that you want and how you want, and how the best outcome can come out. If you're in restaurants, you should be confident of how your buffet can be laid out, of what crockery and cutlery you can change, and if it's a pop-up, maybe what you want to do in that pop-up, the kind of menus that you want to curate, the kind of beverages that you want to curate. So it's very important to be a little courageous as a leader. So I always feel that is important.
Very well said. Moving towards the next question, the F&B industry is evolving with the trends like pop-ups and bar takeovers.
Absolutely.
So, how do you stay ahead of the curve?
So nowadays, that's a very big concept that's being followed throughout, not just in India, abroad as well. You have a lot of pop-ups and bar takeovers happening. So what every hotel is aspiring to do is to get one of the top, if you are doing a pop-up restaurant, we used to do a lot of pop-ups in our hotel, in the hotels I've worked in as well. So what we always aspire to in a luxury hotel is to get pop-ups of luxury Michelin star restaurants abroad, maybe in Southeast Asia, from Europe. Get them with us, maybe a 1 Michelin star or a 2 Michelin star to start off with. We have done 3 Michelin star as well, pop-ups in our hotels where I've worked in. So that's an experience which curates and you get to learn a lot. So the entire event curation of a pop-up of a Michelin star restaurant is very unique in its own. The guests who come in definitely get to dine and eat the food that maybe they have to travel to Southeast Asia or maybe to Europe. But if they are coming to our hotel, they're getting the same food because the chefs are flown out to our city, and the food, the experience, the chefs that are there, the kitchen team, the chef team, the service team, they get to learn a lot. Maybe how to do the service from a Michelin star team. One of their managers also generally come in, so it's very important, and you get to learn and also curate a bespoke experience for the guest. When you're doing bar takeovers, generally we aspire to do bar takeovers from one of the top 20-30 bars of India and Asia, or maybe top 30 of the world. So we call the bartenders, maybe the head bartender or the beverage manager would come in with a marketing person from their team or their general manager, and then they speak about. So we curate again an event in our bar wherever I am working. So we curate an experience, we call in guests, we send them invites, and the kind of mingling that happens in a bar for a bar takeover especially is legendary. So you get to see cocktails that you won't be seeing in anywhere in India, or maybe in that particular city, because we do bar takeovers from generally of a bar which is from outside the city,
yes,
or
exactly.
outside the country. So you get to see very creative cocktails. You get to see some skills that are not very common in the city currently. So that's very in trend right now, and I feel it's also very important because again, if it's a bar takeover, the bar team gets to learn a lot.
Absolutely.
The beverage managers get to see something new, maybe that they can inculcate in the bar menu, bar program of the hotel. So I feel pop-ups and bar takeovers are here to stay, and it's also important. It's also very fun to curate the event. So yeah, that's important, right?
You've worked across your career to different cities: Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, Kolkata, and then
Yep.
even Dubai. How does the guest expectations differ? I mean, do they really, or
I would say they don't differ, since I have worked mostly in luxury brands right across the metro cities in India, from Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Bombay, everything is done, and in Dubai as well. I would say the guest experience from a luxury hotel is the same throughout. They want spick and span service, they want bespoke service, which we always try to give to the guest. But I don't think it changes. Maybe it changes when it comes to different segments of the market. So if it's a business hotel, the expectation of a guest is maybe quick breakfast, quick lunch, quick dinner. Maybe they hold business lunches,
Yes.
maybe they hold business dinners. So they want very quick service. If it's a resort property, they would want a more relaxed atmosphere. They want the service to be more slow and calm and composed. And if it's a city hotel, which is a luxury, they always expect us to bring about a bespoke service, which is tailor-made to their expectations. If it's especially it's a luxury hotel. So I would say the expectations remain the same in different cities, but depending on what segment of the hotel market it caters to.
Talking about our HM hotel management graduates, right? Graduation हो गई, now they've come to the industry. उसके बाद I think whatever they learn from experiences. But do you really recommend any course, probably let's say any F&B service, extra course, or if there is any wine courses? I mean,
Right,
do you
absolutely.
recommend doing it?
Yes, absolutely. So if you're doing a hotel management, अगर आप hotel management कर रहे हो IHM से, कोई private college से, इसके साथ साथ आप बहुत कुछ और भी कर सकते हो. स्पेशली अगर आप F&B में हो, आपको बेवरेजेस में इंटरेस्ट है, यू कैन डू बारटेंडिंग कोर्स. बहुत सारे आजकल स्पेशलाइज्ड बारटेंडिंग इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं, वहाँ पे आप आफ्टर कॉलेज जाके वो सीख सकते हो. बॉम्बे में जैसे मैं अभी हूँ, मुंबई में, सो यू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूट्स. आपको अगर वाइन्स में इंटरेस्ट है, आपको अगर स्पिरिट्स में इंटरेस्ट है, तो आप W सेट्स कर सकते हो. यू हैव W सेट 1, W सेट 2, 3, 4. यू हैव CMS, जिसका फुल फॉर्म है कोर्ट ऑफ मास्टर सोमेलियर्स, आप वो भी कर सकते हो. सो ये सब आपको एक एडवांटेज देती है और आपको नॉलेज देती है कैसे वाइन ग्रो करते हैं, रीजन्स, वेराइटल्स. ऑल्सो आपको पता चलता है कि उसकी सर्विस कैसे की जाती है. तो CMS काफ़ी हैंड्स ऑन भी रहता है, तो आपको बहुत कुछ एक्स्ट्रा सीखने मिलता है. So I would recommend personally, when you're doing your HM course and if you're interested in F&B, do a beverage course side by side. चाहे वो bartending हो या W set हो या CMS हो, कुछ भी आपको साइड में भी सीखना चाहिए, बिकॉज वो आपको एक एडेड एडवांटेज देगा और एक्स्ट्रा नॉलेज knowledge is something, I would say knowledge is power, and it will help you crack interviews very easily, because once you are sitting in interviews we always look at the knowledge of the person, and आप कुछ extra कर रहे हो तो आपके पास extra knowledge ही आएगा, so आपको बहुत help करता है in the future.
अज्यूम कि मैं एक HN ग्रेजुएट हूँ, जो आपने बोला मैंने कर लिया,
राइट,
ठीक है,
राइट.
अब मेरा फ़ायदा क्या है?
So अगर आप एक W सेट कर लिए, आप
Done.
कुछ भी एक्स्ट्रा कोर्स कर लिए, ये एक एडेड एडवांटेज है, बट जो बेसिक्स है वो आपको कॉलेज में जो पढ़ाया जाता है, आई वुड ऑलवेज से आप कॉलेज में पढ़ाई कीजिए, आप थोड़ा सा ध्यान रख दीजिए, होटल मैनेजमेंट बहुत ज़्यादा टफ नहीं होता है, बट ये भी नहीं है कि वो बहुत इजी होता है, तो जो उसमें क्लासेस होती हैं, जो आपके टेक्निकल्स होते हैं, वो आपको बहुत क्लियर होने चाहिए, चाहे आप कोई भी बैकग्राउंड से हो. मैं सिर्फ F&B का बात करूंगा, तो आपको F&B में कॉन्सेप्ट्स बहुत क्लियर होने चाहिए, चाहे वो बेवरेजेस के हों या फूड के हों. तो अगर आप इटालियन क्यूजीन के बारे में पढ़ रहे हैं, आपको सब कुछ पता होना चाहिए इटालियन क्यूजीन के बारे में. अगर आपको वाइन्स के बारे में आप पढ़ रहे हो तो आपको वाइन्स के बारे में पता होना चाहिए. अगर आप स्पिरिट्स के बारे में पढ़ रहे हो, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप विस्की के बारे में पढ़ रहे हो, तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि एक सिंगल मॉल्ट और एक स्कॉच में क्या डिफरेंस है. तो अगर आपका बेसिक्स क्लियर है और प्लस आप कुछ एक्स्ट्रा भी कोर्स किए हो जिससे आपको एक्सपीरियंस मिलेगा, एक्स्ट्रा नॉलेज मिलेगा, इट वुड बी एन एडेड एडवांटेज टू गेट अ जॉब इन अ गुड होटल.
राइट. यू स्टार्टेड एज ए वी कीप गोइंग बैक, राइट, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि रूट्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट होती है किसी के भी करियर का. यू स्टार्टेड योर करियर एज मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनी, राइट, एंड एज ऑफ टुडे यू आर वन ऑफ द यंगेस्ट F&B मैनेजर एंड यू नो टेकिंग केयर ऑफ F&B operations here at St. Regis, Mumbai. Does that any correlation? You started doing you started your career as a management trainee. I mean, how?
So I would say being a management trainee, it does help you skip a few steps. But in general, even if you're not a management trainee, you can be, a young F&B manager or a director. But I would say if you're a management trainee, maybe you can get an advantage over others at the starting of your career. So if you're a management trainee, you directly become an assistant manager or a restaurant manager directly. But अगर आप even as an associate start कर रहे हो और आप अच्छे हो काम में, तो आपका ग्रोथ आज के दिन में, ये इंडस्ट्री इतना फैला हुआ है, यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा रिक्वायरमेंट है. आफ्टर कोविड द इंडस्ट्री इन इंडिया इज़ बूमिंग, तो होटल्स हर दिन खुल रहे हैं, लग्जरी होटल्स हर दिन खोल रहे हैं, बिजनेस होटल्स हर दिन खुल रहे हैं, तो अभी बहुत रिक्वायरमेंट है मैन पावर का. तो अगर आप एसोसिएट हैं, आपका ग्रोथ बहुत अच्छा होगा. अगर आप मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनी है तब तो आपका ग्रोथ होगा ही होगा, बट देन अगेन मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनिंग से आपको 1-2-3 साल का एडवांटेज ज़रूर मिलता है, बट उसके बाद भी आपको कंटिन्यूसली परफॉर्म करना पड़ता है. अगर आप परफॉर्म नहीं करेंगे तो आप एक जगह जाके अटक जाएंगे.
It's kind of an head start, but then again, if you don't maintain your pace, eventually आप फर्स्ट नहीं आने वाले.
Absolutely. It will give you an advantage starting में, उसके बाद आपको परफॉर्म ही करना है, क्योंकि एक होटल सिर्फ आपका परफॉर्मेंस देखता है कि आप अपने काम में कितने अच्छे हो. तो आप एसोसिएट से भी F&B मैनेजर 10 साल में बन सकते हो, और आप एक मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनिंग से भी F&B मैनेजर 10 साल में बन सकते हो. बट या, हेड स्टार्ट इज द करेक्ट वर्ड टू से.
फिर आप जो एंट्रेंट्स हैं, जो एस्पायरिंग F&B और फॉर दैट एस्पायरिंग हॉस्पिटैलिटी प्रोफेशनल्स हु वांटेड टू बी अ मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनी, तो व्हाट एडवाइस वुड यू गिव देम?
I would say be clear about your basics. I would say study a bit before your interviews. Technicals are very important when it comes to food and beverage service. So be it your wine studies or your food knowledge, it should be on point, because at the end of the day आपका इंटरव्यू में क्वेश्चंस ही पूछा जाता है आपको. And secondly, you should be very confident. So questions that are basics, like whatever is asked in interviews, maybe like tell me about yourself, or maybe how you walk into interview room. Those are very important. So अगर आप ये सब अपना पहले से practice करो, and you maybe do a mock interview with yourself in front of a mirror, it does help you a lot. That's how I prepared when I was preparing for my interviews. So I feel पढ़ाई plus confidence will be necessary to crack any interview throughout your life, I would say.
According to you, what's the biggest challenges an F&B professionals face today?
F&B professionals, today's world, it is a very challenging and a high pressure environment because of the competition in the market.
Yes.
I would say if you love your job, it's very easy. I always say you should always work where you feel it's not work. So I love my job, I'm very passionate about my job, so मेरे को लगता ही नहीं है मैं काम कर रहा हूँ. मेरे को तो आता है, मैं मज़े करता हूँ, काम करता हूँ, चला जाता हूँ, लोग उसको काम बोल देते हैं. बट आई वुड से एक टफ सिचुएशन वो आती है जब लोग अपना प्रेशर को सर पे हावी होने देते हैं. सो जैसे मैं स्टार्टिंग से बोलता आ रहा हूँ कि आपको प्रेशर अपने ऊपर नहीं लेना है, आपको सीखना है. आप जब इवन एक एसोसिएट लेवल से ग्रो कर रहे हो, आप सीखते रहोगे ना, तो आपको प्रेशर हैंडलिंग आपको आ जाएगा. तो बट जिसको प्रेशर हैंडलिंग नहीं आएगा वो क्रम्बल कर जाता है. तो आई वुड से प्रेशर हैंडलिंग आप स्टार्टिंग से सीखो. आपको जो काम होता है आप काम करो और घर जाओ. Don't take too much pressure, don't take too much stress. You should definitely, if you have 100 things to do, you should finish 102 things. बट उसका प्रेशर कभी नहीं लेना चाहिए. देखिए, आप जितना प्रेशर लोगे उतना आपका काम खराब होता है, चाहे वो कोई भी इंडस्ट्री हो. होटल इंडस्ट्री नहीं, मतलब लोगों का बिजनेस होता है, डील्स खराब हो जाते हैं क्योंकि वो प्रेशर में रहते हैं. तो प्रेशर कभी नहीं हमेशा लेना चाहिए. अगर आपको प्रेशर बहुत ज़्यादा फील हो रहा है तो आप हमेशा अपने सीनियर से बात करिए. एंड सीनियर्स आज के दिन, हम लोग जो इंडस्ट्री में हैं, हम लोग हमेशा बहुत अच्छा एडवाइस देते हैं हमारे टीम को, और हम हमेशा टीम के साथ चलते हैं. एज आई सेड, यू आर एज गुड एज योर टीम. तो जब टीम प्रेशर में रहेगी तो हम प्रेशर में रहेंगे, तो हम उनको कभी प्रेशर में आने ही नहीं देंगे, हम उसको हेल्प ही करेंगे. बट कभी भी हो तो हमेशा टेक सम सॉर्ट ऑफ हेल्प और गाइडेंस फ्रॉम योर सीनियर्स, देन इट विल बी सॉर्टेड फॉर यू.
डन. एंड व्हाट piece of advice you wanted to give to any, again, aspiring hotel management graduate who wanted to, or who are about to start their career journeys?
Again, if you're into the hotel industry already, I would say learn. That is it. आपको स्टार्टिंग में 2 साल सिर्फ सीखना है, क्योंकि आप पहला जब 2-3 साल सीख लोगे ना, तो उसके बाद आपका ग्रोथ बहुत जल्दी होगा. क्योंकि एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आपको परफॉर्म करना है.
यस,
यू हैव टू बी अहेड ऑफ योर कंपटीशन. एक होटल में अगर 10 एसोसिएट है, उसमें से 3-4 का प्रमोशन होगा, तो आपको उस 3-4 में रहना है. तो वो 3-4 में रहने के लिए आपको काम बहुत आना चाहिए, आपको थोड़ा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेना होता है. सो यू शुड ऑलवेज बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल. यू शुड नॉट टेक टू मच प्रेशर ऑन योर सेल्फ, बट परफॉर्म. एंड आई वुड फील दैट इफ़ यू डू दीज थिंग्स, इट्स वेरी ईजी टू ग्रो इन द इंडस्ट्री. कुछ लोग बहुत प्रेशर ले लेते हैं, कुछ लोग प्रेशर लेते हैं और उसमें ज़्यादा अच्छा परफॉर्म करते हैं. जैसे मैं हूँ, मैं प्रेशर में ज़्यादा अच्छा काम करता हूँ. तो आई वुड से प्रेशर हैंडलिंग इज़ ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट. बट अगेन, स्टार्टिंग में आपको सीखना है. आप सिर्फ सीखते रहो पहले 2-3 साल, और कुछ मत सोचो. आपका ग्रोथ होगा ही होगा, क्योंकि बाकी लोग जब सोच रहे हैं कि शायद उनको कुछ ना आए और आपको आए, तो आपका हमेशा एडवांटेज रहता है उस चीज़ में.
वेरी वेल सेड. Quite funny one this is. Let's assume you wanted to create a signature cocktail. Right? But that is based on your personality.
Right.
What would it be?
I would create something which is spicy and sour, but with a dash of sweetness in it.
Wow, wonderful. Nicely said. And what's one guest request that left you completely speechless?
Okay, I'll tell you this very funny story. So this was during my management training time. I would not name the hotel, but
of course.
There was a guest who came in, and I was there during the breakfast service, and the guest is like, can I have an omelette without an egg? I was flustered. मैं सोच रहा हूँ सर को क्या चाहिए. अब वो उनको ऑमलेट चाहिए बिना अंडे का, तो मे बी दे वॉन्टेड सम वीगन ऑप्शंस, मे बी उनको चिल्ला चाहिए, पर वो क्या बोल रहे हैं मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया. तो मैं अपने बॉस को बुलाया कि सर देखो ये क्या मांग रहे हैं, मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा. तो बोल रहे तेरे को नहीं समझ में आ रहा है कैसे. तो हम लाइक नहीं समझ आ रहा. तो वो भी गेस्ट के पास गए, उनको भी नहीं समझ आया. बाद में थोड़ा 15-20 मिनट बाद हम बात किए और एकदम समझे उनको एग्जैक्टली क्या चाहिए था. तो उनको चाहिए था ऑमलेट विदाउट द एग योक. सो एग वाइट ऑमलेट चाहिए था उनको. सो बट देन या दैट वाज अ वेरी फनी इंसिडेंट.
नो, इट इज इंडीड. एंड लेट्स अज्यूम हमारी हॉस्पिटैलिटी इंडस्ट्री रियलिटी शो है.
राइट.
सो व्हाट डिड इट बी कॉल्ड?
बिग बॉस. It has its fun moments, I would say.
Absolutely. And काफ़ी अच्छा खासा करियर रहा है आपका, राइट?
थैंक यू।
बट कहते हैं ना कि चांद में भी दाग है,
एब्सोल्युटली।
कोई ना कोई तो डिजास्टर, झोल कुछ तो हुआ ही होगा कभी भी। व्हाट वाज इट एंड हाउ डिड यू ओवरकम?
एक होटल था जहाँ मैं काम कर रहा था, रेस्टोरेंट, तब मैं रेस्टोरेंट मैनेजर था। काफ़ी बड़ा रेस्टोरेंट था, 200-250 कवर का, और फुल कैपेसिटी पे रन होता था हर डिनर सर्विस में। तो एक ग्रुप था 40-50 लोगों का जिसका रिजर्वेशन मिस हो गया था। अब आप सोचिए, आपका 40-50 लोगों का रिजर्वेशन है, वो आ जाए और आपका सीट ना हो देने के लिए। सीट थे बट 40-50 का नहीं था कैपेसिटी तब, वेकेंट। तो गेस्ट आ गए, बोले मेरा तो रिजर्वेशन है, वो मैसेज दिखाए कि मैंने कंफर्मेशन भी लिया बट वो रिजर्वेशन बनना भूल गया था। तो फिर हम किसी तरह उसको हैंडल किए उस सिचुएशन को, फिर उनको कहीं और अकोमोडेट किए, वहाँ पे स्टार्टर और सूप सर्विस करवाया, फिर अपने रेस्टोरेंट में लाके उनको मेन कोर्स और डिज़र्ट्स करवाए। बट वो काफ़ी प्रेशर सिचुएशन हो गई थी, बिकॉज आप एक साथ 40-50 गेस्ट को देख लेते हो और सीट नहीं होती है तो थोड़ी मुश्किल हो जाती है। बट सिंस वो होटल बहुत बड़ा था, हमारे पास मल्टीपल रेस्टोरेंट वेन्यूज़ थे, तो थोड़ा ईजिली हैंडल हो गया वो।
देखिए ये ना, लाइक विद इन द इंडस्ट्री एवरीबडी नोज, राइट? किचन और F&B की नोकझोंक चलती रहती है, ऑफ कोर्स, एज यू मेंशन, स्वीट एंड सार, यू नो। तो लेट्स से अगर आपको मौका दिया जाए टू हैव अ डिनर विद अ शेफ, ठीक है, और लेट्स से फॉर एनी culinary लीडर,
राइट,
ठीक है, तो एंड दैट इज ऑल्सो डेड और अलाइव,
राइट,
ठीक है, व्हाट वुड इट वुड बी, ठीक है, क्यों करोगे, एंड व्हाट वुड बी द डिस्कशन?
So one culinary leader that I really look up to since the past few years has been Chef Gagan Anand. He leads one of the best restaurants of the world and in Asia. Recently he got the coveted #1 position, like the #1 restaurant in Asia again. So he's one culinary person I really look up to. उनके जो क्रिएशंस होते हैं, वाई का आंसर ये है कि उनके जो क्रिएशंस होते हैं वो काफ़ी फ्यूजन करते हैं, और मेरे को फ्यूजन बहुत अच्छा लगता है। तो वो इंडियन के साथ काफ़ी दूसरे क्यूजीन्स को मैशअप करते हैं, फ्यूज़ करते हैं, और वो बहुत इजी नहीं होता है, क्योंकि आप इंडियन फूड को प्रेजेंट कर सकते हो अलग तरीके से, बट फ्यूजन करना बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है। एंड ही इज़ वन ऑफ द मोस्ट लेजेंडरी शेफ्स दैट वी हैव ऑफ टूडेज जनरेशन, एंड ही इज़ बेस्ड आउट ऑफ थाईलैंड, बैंकॉक। ही हैज़ अ मल्टीपल रेस्टोरेंट देयर, बट आई वुड से the discussion would be, chef आप कैसे कर लेते हो ये जादू? So and he has Michelin stars and everything, so I feel he's like a legend in his own right. So yeah, definitely Gagan Anand would be one chef I would really want to have a dinner with.
तो मैं क्या करूँगा, इस पर्टिकुलर की रील बनाई जाएगी एंड विल टैग शेफ एज वेल, एंड होपफुली आपकी पूरी हो जाए।
I would be one lucky person then.
Done. Final segment of the podcast, we call it rapid fire.
Okay.
Quite an unfortunate thing कि मैं कोई gift hampers नहीं दे पाता, but yes.
Yeah.
No lengthy answers. Keep it between 1 to 2 words.
Sure,
yeah?
sure.
Ready?
Right.
All right. Shoot.
Yep.
Coffee or cocktails?
Coffee.
Fine dining or street food?
Fine dining.
Biggest pet peeve in a restaurant?
I would say slow service.
Typical F&B.
Absolutely.
The one dish you can eat every day?
Dal chawal.
One F&B trend you love?
Pop-ups.
One F&B trend you think is overrated?
Wine in a can.
Wine in a can. Dream hotel or restaurant to work at?
I would say Burj Al Arab.
Describe your leadership style in one word.
Courageous.
One skill every F&B professional must have.
Eye for detail.
If not hospitality, what career would you have chosen?
Being an entrepreneur, for sure.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. बहुत मज़ा आया आपसे बात करके.
Thank you so much.
But again, it was our pleasure. We are honored that you become a part of Hospitalk.
It's my pleasure as well.
And look forward. Wishing you all the very best.
Thank you.
Please stay as you are today. Right. Wishing you tons of success.
Thank you.
Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.